Why WWE booked Roman Reigns vs. Sami Zayn again. Jey Uso replaces Roman Reigns as head of the Bloodline. Why did Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley's feud end abruptly? Brock Lesnar forced to accept a match versus Omos by WWE. Major flaw in Bianca Belair's booking. Logan Paul unhappy with WWE. Huge rumored WWE match for WrestleMania 39 still planned despite recent changes. Let's jump right into it. Jey Uso replaces Roman Reigns as head of the Bloodline. Roman Reigns makes his return to WWE SmackDown this week as he looks to sort out the issues brewing within his family. The cracks in the Bloodline stem from the Royal Rumble last month and have only gotten worse since the family has avoided confronting Jey Uso and forcing him to make a choice. There are rumors that the Bloodline are on the rocks and may not come out of WrestleMania as a unit, while several fans are calling for Jey Uso to replace Roman Reigns as the Tribal Chief. The following list looks at just 4 signs as to why Jey Uso would be the perfect replacement for Reigns. Number 4. The fans are behind Jey Uso. Heading into WrestleMania, there are rumors that Jey will patch things up with his brother and go on to wrestle Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. That being said, it would be a much more entertaining storyline to continue to push this crack in the family and allow Jey to get the idea that he could overtake Roman Reigns. Jey Uso was the first man to pin Roman Reigns in WWE and was the reason the Bloodline came together since he was the first family member to acknowledge him. He deserves to be pushed into a decent spot in the company after pushing his family forward for the past 3 years. Number 3. Jey Uso can be there on a full-time basis. Roman Reigns has been working a part-time schedule in WWE for a few years now. This makes him a spectacle when he does appear, and he helps sell tickets for his rare live event matches as well. That being said, the Bloodline has feuds and rivals that need to be worked on every week. Jey Uso is a full-time wrestler, and he could be there to keep his family in check when he's needed, which is something that Reigns can't. Reigns was once seen as just a member of a stable, and he's since been pushed to this level, and Jey Uso could do the same. He proved this when he was main event Jey Uso. Number 2. Roman Reigns no longer has control of his family. Roman Reigns has been showing signs that he no longer has any control over his family for weeks. The stress is Reigns going gray, and it's clear that his head is elsewhere. Reigns has gained everything from the Bloodline and has been unpinned for 3 years because of their interference in matches. At some point, Reigns will be defeated, and it will no longer be as clean-cut when it comes to his motivations as the leader of the group. Jey Uso could be the first to point out that Reigns isn't thinking about what's best for his family anymore, and the rest could follow his lead. Number 1. Reigns has already opened up about wanting to retire. Roman Reigns isn't as young as he once was. He's had so much success in WWE over the past few years that he is already thinking about retirement. His family and his health are the main reasons he would be thinking about retirement at a younger age, and when he does walk away, someone needs to take his place. As noted above, the Bloodline has Jey Uso to thank for much of their success, and he would be the perfect person to lead them forward. Do you think Jey Uso could replace Reigns? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Why did Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley's feud end abruptly? Former world champions Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley clashed several times, but their rivalry seemingly came to an end at the Elimination Chamber. Uncharacteristic of the Beast incarnate, he was disqualified following a low blow after being caught in a hurt lock. Lesnar made his presence felt when he returned on the October 10th edition of Raw and injured Lashley's arm. The Beast incarnate won at Crown Jewel 2022, but the bitterness between the two behemoths remained. The rivalry looked to continue as the Almighty eliminated Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, to the shock of the latter. So why did Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley's feud end abruptly at the Elimination Chamber? A potential reason is that WWE had plans for Lesnar vs. Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. However, the plans did not come to fruition, leading to Omos challenging the multi-time world champion. Bobby Lashley could have also been a suitable opponent for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania because their previous bout at Elimination Chamber ended in a disqualification win for the former. However, WWE decided to go with Bray Wyatt for Lashley. A likely reason is that the Eater of Worlds, one of WWE's top babyfaces, needed a high-profile opponent for the show of shows. As it turns out, the new plans have seemingly not sat well with the WWE universe and may have been a mistake on the promotion's part. It remains to be seen how the company will resurrect the feud in the near future. Former WWE head writer Vince Russo noted an error in booking Brock Lesnar vs. Bobby Lashley before the Elimination Chamber match. According to the veteran, Lashley wasn't built as a good babyface compared to Lesnar. I don't have a problem with the babyface versus babyface match. I don't have a problem with a heel versus heel match. But here's the problem. If these guys are both babyfaces going in, bro, they have not built Lashley enough to be at the level of the babyface that Brock is. The Almighty is expected to solidify his heel turn in the near future to facilitate his program with Bray Wyatt. Lashley could also be reuniting with the Hurt Business, as MVP has been eyeing a reunion with the former world champion. It remains to be seen how things will pan out in the near future. Brock Lesnar forced to accept a match versus Omos by WWE. It was recently announced that Brock Lesnar versus Omos is a confirmed match for WrestleMania 39. The announcement got some mixed reactions from fans, but it looks like the backstage response towards the bout was not a cause for concern. For those wondering if Brock Lesnar was forced to accept a match against Omos, that may not be the case. It should be noted that the former Universal Champion allegedly has reservations about his opponents in the company. Hence, it's possible that he requested the match or didn't turn the idea down. It's no secret that Brock Lesnar is not just someone WWE can easily control and dictate over. Considering his backstage pull, it's safe also to assume that he doesn't have to fight someone if he doesn't want to. Last week, Omos returned alongside MVP to challenge the Beast Incarnate for a WrestleMania match. Lesnar and MVP met in the VIP lounge on this week's Raw. The former Universal Champion accepted the contest, but things turned ugly. After MVP accidentally spat his drink at Lesnar, the latter responded with a devastating F5. Lesnar is one of the biggest stars in WWE, which is why it's no surprise that the company is looking to book him against an ideal opponent on the show of shows. Many were not big fans of having the Nigerian giant as his rival, but reports suggest he wasn't even the first option. Ringside News recently reported that the Stanford-based promotion initially planned for a match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Beast, but the former turned it down. The report also shared that Omos was not the original backup and that other names were pitched, but that the Nigerian Giant versus The Beast was the one included on the card. Another name that was rumored to face Brock Lesnar is current Intercontinental Champion Gunther. Compared to the recently confirmed WrestleMania 39 match, this bout was better received by fans. The two stars even had a stare-down at last month's Royal Rumble event, which fueled rumors of a potential match between the two. However, it looks like this bout is unlikely to occur anytime soon. For now, fans must wait until the April Premium Live event for the first ever Brock Lesnar vs. Omos match. It remains to be seen if this rivalry will continue after the mega show. Major flaw in Bianca Belair's booking. Bianca Belair is the current WWE Raw Women's Champion. With WrestleMania 39 fast approaching, the title match between her and Asuka gets closer. On the most recent episode of Raw, Carmella faced a Asuka and then had a physical altercation with Belair, and this segment was criticized by former writer Vince Russo. Carmella faced Asuka on Monday night in singles action. While the Princess of Staten Island put up a solid fight, the Empress of Tomorrow emerged victorious. The Japanese star proceeded to call out Bianca Belair. The EST of WWE showed up, but Carmella shoved Asuka into her in retaliation to close out the segment. On Sportskeeda's Legion of Raw, Vince Russo expressed his dissatisfaction with the booking of the segment. The veteran stated that the Raw Women's Champion should have gone after Carmella when the latter jumped the former from behind. Meanwhile, Carmella cheap shots them. Okay, she's walking away now. Bianca Belair doesn't go after her, but yet we find out later on that the match is made for next week. So wouldn't you have wanted something there between the two? Bianca Belair is the champion. She's not gonna get blindsided and just stand there and let Carmella walk away. That doesn't protect her. Somebody writing this knows nothing about wrestling. These guys are competitors. If you blindside me from behind, I'm coming after you, Vince Russo said. Damage Control faced Lita and Becky Lynch in the main event of Raw in a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. The current champions were dethroned by Lita and the Men. On the same episode of Legion of Raw, Vince Russo was very critical of Damage Control's credibility as a tag team. I just think that tag team was useless, man. Bro, who are you gonna tune in to see more as tag champions, Lita and Becky or these two girls? To me, it's a no-brainer. You can do that, maybe that's the rematch, said Russo. Trish Stratus showed up on WWE Raw to assist Becky Lynch and Lita. The latter won the match for her team with a moonsault onto Io Sky. It will be interesting to see who fights for the title at WrestleMania in Hollywood. Logan Paul unhappy with WWE. WWE Elimination Chamber 2023 saw Logan Paul make a surprise appearance. Ahead of his appearance, the YouTube sensation took a shot at Seth Rollins in behind-the-scenes footage. Austin Theory defended the United States Championship in the men's Elimination Chamber match. He was able to escape the Elimination Chamber after Logan Paul interfered in the match and attacked Seth Rollins. Theory capitalized by hitting the Town down on the Visionary to retain the championship. After the Premium Live event, WWE shared behind-the-scenes footage from the show. Logan Paul was shown backstage during the U.S. title Elimination Chamber match and delivered a message to Seth Rollins before he attacked him. Rollins has taken shots at Logan Paul in the media following the popular YouTuber star attacking him during the men's Royal Rumble match. I'm not very happy. I had to cancel a massage today and book a flight to snowy Montreal, Canada, just to ruin Seth Rollins' day. Look, I gotta do what I gotta do. My man can't stop talking smack on social media. Seth, you are going to hate what I do next, bro, said Logan Paul. The Elimination Chamber is a special match that features 4 superstars waiting to be released as the 2 wrestlers battle inside the ring, as all the action takes place in a brutal steel structure. Sometimes, a superstar simply cannot wait to be released from his pod and get into the thick of things. The Judgment Day's Damian Priest fell into this category as he was seen hyping himself up only for another superstar to be released from their pod. United States champion Austin Theory used the pod to attempt to hide from other competitors during the match, but it backfired as Seth Rollins was able to break in. During the Women's Elimination Chamber match, Carmella can be seen pounding on the plexiglass and taunting Asuka. But that did not help, as the Empress of Tomorrow went on to win the match. She earned a Raw Women's Championship bout against Bianca Belair at WrestleMania 39 in Los Angeles. Seth Rollins stole the Miz's phone last night during WWE Raw and called Logan Paul. Rollins challenged the 27-year-old to show up next week, and Paul agreed. It will be fascinating to see what goes down during the face-to-face meeting between Rollins and Paul next week on WWE Raw. Are you excited about a match between Seth Rollins and Logan Paul at WWE WrestleMania 39? Let us know in the comments section below. Huge rumored WWE match for WrestleMania 39 still planned despite recent changes. In the pro wrestling world, plans are constantly changing, and WWE is no exception. The Rock, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins were all reportedly in talks to be involved in World Championship matches at WrestleMania 39, but the plans were ultimately canceled. Another bout on the rumor mill since last year saw Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey facing each other at the Showcase of the Immortals this year. It has been a dream match since the latter made her debut back in 2018. After the baddest woman on the planet dropped the SmackDown Women's Championship to Charlotte Flair, those rumors were put to rest. Rousey has since been associated with a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match at the Show of Shows. Dave Meltzer has now reported on Wrestling Observer Radio that Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are still expected to challenge for the titles at WrestleMania 39. They're definitely chasing the titles. That's been clear since the moment they put them together. I was under the impression that they were still challenging for the titles, Meltzer stated. Becky Lynch and Lita dethroned Dakota Kai and Io Sky on Monday Night Raw this week to capture the tag titles. If Ronda and Shayna are indeed challenging for the straps on the grandest stage, it would be the former's first in-ring meeting with the man since her return to the company back at the Royal Rumble in 2022. The 36-year-old UFC star has been called out by fans for her recent in-ring performances. Receiving strong backlash, Ronda Rousey has since retaliated by posting some of her best moments, even adding a Fire Ronda caption under it with the middle finger emoji. Despite this, Rousey still carries with her a certain star power in WWE that only she has among the women's roster owing to her credentials. She took to Twitter to slam the entire women's tag team division by addressing the lack of title defense and depth on the roster. Whilst WWE could go any which way, under Triple H's leadership it's hard to fathom superstars playing hot potato with championships. Henceforth, the possibility of Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch fighting on the grandest stage this year is high as of this writing. Why WWE booked Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn again. Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns are involved in one of the most gripping storylines WWE has presented in recent years. They squared off in the main event of Elimination Chamber 2023, where the hometown star lost. He will get another opportunity to dethrone the Tribal Chief at a WWE live show in Toronto on March 4th. The reason for the rematch has reportedly been revealed. It was reported on Wrestling Observer Radio that the original plan for the live show was for Roman Reigns to team up with Solo Sikoa and take on Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. However, the company feels that the Canadian stars' on-screen relationship has not been re-established sufficiently yet, and having them team up in Toronto wouldn't be ideal just yet. Additionally, a rematch taking place this soon wasn't seen as a problem as it will take place at an untelevised show. For those who want to see Owens and Zayn team up once again, there is positive news. It was reported a few days back that Sami Zayn will team up with Kevin Owens to challenge the Usos for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. The match will seemingly be the main event of Night 1 of WrestleMania 39. WRKD Wrestling claims Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn vs. the Usos is currently slated to main event the first night of WrestleMania. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns will look to fend off Cody Rhodes in the main event of Night 2 in Hollywood to extend his run as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns fought in front of a hot crowd in Montreal that was itching to see their hero overcome the odds. The match was a dramatic affair that saw numerous near falls, and at one point, the referee was taken out as well. Jey Uso showed up during the match and had to choose between hitting Zayn with the chair or the head of the table. Before he could do anything, the latter moved away from Zayn's attack, leading to the right-hand man eating an errant kick from the former NXT champion. A leader of the Bloodline delivered a final spear for the win. After the match, Kevin Owens thwarted the Bloodline's attack on Zayn. The former El Generico then spiked Roman Reigns with a hell of a kick to close out the show. While it will be impossible to recreate the atmosphere in Montreal, watching the former honorary Usos take on the Tribal Chief will be a treat for the fans in Toronto.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing.